Hello and welcome back to the Stitch with Love podcast. If you are new here, my name is Shannon. I am a knitter and a crocheter, currently coming to you from Palmerston North in New Zealand. And the lighting today is a little bit weird. It is 4:45 on Sunday the 9th of July. Remember what month it is. And I've already had to put my lamp on, so if the lighting looks a little bit weird, I'm sorry, but without it, even with all my windows open, it is quite dark. So doesn't help the fact that it's raining. It currently feels like it's like 4:35, like not 4:35, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. But yeah, it's 4:45. So yeah, we're just making do, really. My hair's a little bit of a mess. I've just been cleaning my bathroom, but I'm glad that's over, because now I can relax and knit, because that was the one thing, aside from the dishwasher, which I'll do after dinner, that was on my list to do today. So let's get into projects. I don't have anything finished. I just don't. Sometimes we don't have finished objects, and that's okay. But yeah, no, I do not have any finished objects this week. I was hoping to vlog last Saturday, Capital Fibre Fest, but I recorded like an intro part, or in the morning, showing you what I was wearing, and then completely forgot to record anything else. So I don't have a vlog. So that was nothing last week. I was planning on doing a podcast on top of that, but then we had a lot going on. We had Fibre Fest, we had like one leaving thing for my husband's workmate. We had a lot going on, so it just didn't happen. But it also means that I just get to show you a little bit more progress, I guess, because I did not have as much progress last week. So there. Yeah, what? I just combined two words. I'm a bit tired, but that's okay. We make do. So we'll start off with what's right behind me. This is my adventure. I always get confused as whether it's ADVENTuresome or ADVENTuresome. I think it's ADVENTuresome, but I cannot remember. I will put it down below anyway. Wrap by Amber O'Brien. This is tangled. I do have a progress keeper. So the little teacup, teapot. It's a teapot, is where I was last time I recorded. So I've only done one repeat, but that's okay, because I was focusing on another project. But I do want to do some more of this today. But I mean, we'll see how we go. I plan on using this as, like, now that I've got up to, what's the word? I'm on track for my MKAL. I think I'll use this in the evening, because it's slightly bigger needles to what my other projects are. These are 3.75s, so they're not as hard on my hands. And it's a nice easy pattern. So I did have a bit of a moment with this repeat. I'm not quite sure what happened. Oh, I do know what happened. This is why I don't like stopping mid-row. Sorry, something in my eye. I stopped mid-row and a bunch of my stitches flew off the end, and it was over one of these areas here, so I had to rip back so I could pick up all the stitches properly. It was so annoying. Thankfully I wasn't too far into the next row, so it wasn't a problem, but it was irritating. I panicked. I was like, ah! But we got it. We're all good. So yeah, this is what I have so far. It's getting quite large. I don't even know if I can fit it in the frame. Oh, there we go. So yeah, really lovely colours. This is the Winter Solstice Advent from Yarn Therapy that I got last year. So Oh, there's a hair. So yeah, this is the colour I'm on right now. I cannot remember the colourway names. I do have the tags, but I cannot remember which one's which, so that's not very helpful. But yeah. Oh, it's rolling away from me now. And then this bag is a project bag I've picked up from Te Manawa Fibre Fest last year from Little Black Hen, which is it's a more of a sweater size bag, which is what I bought it for. But because I've got so many minis, it actually works out quite well having the ADVENTuresome Wrap in here. But once I've finished with that, I don't know if it will be a sweater bag, or depending on when I finish this, it might end up being a Stephen West MKAL bag. We'll see, depending on how many skeins we need this year. So a couple of years ago we needed 5, so we needed a big bag. Oh, it's my MKAL await, that's acquisitions. This is a sock. These are my Christmas socks from last year. I finished one. I think I hadn't quite finished this one yet when I recorded last, so I finished this one. So I guess technically I have a hoe, but yeah, it's a work in progress anyway. This yarn is Mrs. Peacock Yarns. The main colour is Christmas Lights and the mini is Amore. And I'm knitting that on 9-inch circulars. And I have the cuff and not quite half, but I think almost half of the leg. So this was my walking and knitting last week, but my walking and knitting is going to change now because it's sock week. And then after sock week it may go back to this, it may go, actually no it won't. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in acquisitions. But so this is quite an easy portable project. I'm finding that the 9-inch circulars are actually quite good for moving around and taking it with you. So finding that quite good. This bag is by In Stitches. I got it at Capital Fibre Fest 2 years ago. 2021. 2 years ago now. My first Capital Fibre Fest. So yeah, that's one of my sock whips. It's just a vanilla sock, and this is probably the most exciting one. I love this one. I took this to Capital Fibre Fest with me, and I showed Sarah, who's the dyer behind my wooling, because it's made out of her yarn. It's made out of a couple of her Christmas colorways from last year, and this is my Acorns and Antlers. I finished the colour work. I have split for the sleeves. I don't want this to come off the needles. Yeah. Let's see if I can show this. This is the back. The turtleneck's kind of in the way. Hold on. Da, 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 da. This is a pattern by Anna Johanna. Oh, this turtleneck is not cooperating with me today. Don't know if it's the way I've knitted it, it's just twisted. There we go. Otherwise it's floppy and it makes it hard to show. Ta-da! Look at this. I am so excited for this. I'm hoping to get this finished relatively soon because we are in the middle of winter and I go back to uni in a week. So not next week, the week after I go back to class. And I have an 8 AM class on a Monday, which is going to be cold. So it would be perfect. Oh, notification. It would be perfect to have something like this. And I'll show you the front. Look at this colour work. Obviously it looks a bit funky because it is not blocked. But oh my god. Look at these colours. So the bluey teal colour is Down the Rabbit Hole, and the main colour is Wonderland, both by Mama Willing on Plush Fingering. It's part of her cast on calendar last year and it is very much speaking to me. So yeah, I'm loving this. I had to do some maths because I could not get gauge no matter how hard I tried, without really like not liking the fabrics. So I had to do some maths, but that's okay. I am very excited. This is my favorite project at the moment. But I'm now on Body Island, so it's just knitting, which, to be honest, especially when it comes back to uni and stuff, stockinette will probably be calling me because things get busy and then I don't want to think too much because I have assignments and things. So yeah, this bag is by Rosé by Lily. It's the first project bag I ever got. She's on Etsy and based in Masterton, which is not too far from me. So local person I would consider. What? That made no sense. I would consider her a local maker. There we go. Speaking like Yoda. Anyway, then I have a new cast on, but no, I'm going to do the MKAL first and then the new cast on. So if you are doing the Amber O'Brien Supernova MKAL, look away now because otherwise it's going to be spoilers. Again, I won't talk too much about it. I will just show it to you so that you can just look away and I don't give anything away in my words, basically. Tangled. This is where I'm at. So I've just finished clue 3. All of this yarn is yarn floozy. Find, yeah, on her staple base. It's 100% merino yarn. That's the main colour there. There's a tag. And then all the minis are the same base. They don't have individual colourways on them because they're part of a set. But yeah, this is where we're at. I admit I don't quite know where we're going with this, but that's the joy of a mystery, right? This bag is by Mama Willing. Right, you can look back now because it's in a bag, you can't see it. If you are doing the MKAL, what's fine with MKALs, like you start, like as you're working them up, sometimes like the way that they're made is just different and you're like, or like it's a technique that you look at and you're like, I'm not quite sure how to do this. This is a bit weird. But I guess that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed them, because I learned new techniques that I wouldn't possibly otherwise. And we'll move on to the last one. I'm only going to really show you what I've actually been working on this week, because I feel like there's no point in showing you everything else, because they look the same. And that's a waste of everyone's time, because they look the same. So, but I did switch project bags. There was another project in this, but because it's for sock week, I switched over to this because it's mermaid themed, because it's Little Mermaid Yarn Co, which gets a bonus entry because it's like beach themed and ocean themed. So hence what's in this. But this is my first entry once I finish it for sock week. I started this today. So this yarn also came this week, actually, a few days ago. This is the Sock Island sock set by Nicole C. Mendez out of Germany. This is the Sock Island sock set. It is an official Sock Week sponsored product. I got, this cake is a mess, but I got the Blue Mini. This base is gorgeous, and I will probably be ordering from her again. This is the tag. Oh, this is bouncing around. Sock Island, and it's on her soft sock, which is 80% virgin wool merino extra fine and 20% nylon. So it's so plump and soft, and originally, so I've knit so far 15 rounds for the cuff and 20 rounds for the leg, because originally I was thinking I'll do 40, so I got halfway through today, because I'll probably use this for my knitting and walking. But then I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know, I kind of like the height as it is, so I can't decide whether or not I should start the heel yet, so that will be what I'll decide today. Yeah, I can't decide. It's just a vanilla sock, but I love self-striping yarn, it's so much fun. These are ChiaoGoo 2.25mm needles, by the way. That is everything I've worked on in the past 2 weeks since I recorded last. So I have some acquisitions. I have some 5FS acquisitions, not as much as previous years. I am actually trying to stash down, because if you've watched the last podcast, I'm in the process of applying for student exchange, and if I get in it, I have to get my life over to Scotland by the end of the year. So having a whole bunch of yarn is not helpful, because anything I can't bring has to go back to like my parents or something, and just so the least amount of yarn I have to put in storage, the better. And yes, I could ship it, but it also comes down to, do I have space in my uni room? Possibly not. So I've only got 2 skeins, and the reason why I got these is because this is a new base. Sarah of Mama Willing has brought out a new base. She has her soft single, which is 100% merino single ply, but she wanted to get another single ply that kind of, I guess, I can't remember what she was saying. Apparently it was something about the single ply merino. I can't remember what it was. And so she wanted to get another base in, and this is actually merino silk. So it's 75% extra fine merino, 25% silk, superwash single ply. It's called Lustra. Look at this, how beautiful that is. So this colorway is Sugar. It looks white. Oh, you can kind of see. So it looks mostly white in this light, but there is actually speckles in that. And then this color is just beautiful. This is Galaxy. I actually have a sweater quantity of this on mohair and plush fingering as well, because this colorway is just stunning. But I thought these two together would make a really lovely shawl, and I do sometimes test knit shawls, so that's why I got these, because I was like, well, they'll work well together, and I'll most likely be using them relatively soon. So this is what I got from 5FS, just these two. I wanted to get, there was this beautiful green Surrey from Meadow Yarns, but I ended up not getting it because I didn't know at the time what I wanted to do with it, and I can always order it from her. So, you know. So yeah, I got 2 skeins of Lustra from Mama Willing, and then I ordered this a little while ago, but because it was a pre-order and it had to come from Australia, and it takes a while to come from Australia even though we're quite close to them, but for whatever reason shipping from Australia takes ages. I bought another. I'm very thankful that this year I was able to get 2 Sock Week official yarns. This is the first year I've been able to afford and or get, so I am very thankful for that. This is Obsession Yarns, and this is the Enchanted sock set. So this is on base B, which is a 80% Australian Merino, 20% nylon, so similar base, very similar feel as well to the Nicole C. Mendez yarn. So I'm very happy with that. That arrived yesterday, actually. Yesterday morning this arrived, and at the same time my Farmer's Daughter fibers for this month. Yeah, July. This is Pintless sock, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. The mini colour is lupine, and the main colour is just Socks God 2023, July 2023. Oh, I'm getting my words all the wrong way today, but that's alright. So, plans for knitting them: the Nicole C. Mendez, then the Enchanted one, so Sock Island, Enchanted, and then moving on to this. I'm planning on doing some kind of lace or pattern sock because it's more tonal, whereas I think this one is just going to be a vanilla sock. That's my plan. And that is all of the knitting content I have this week. I have one more week of holiday program at work, but we also have a long weekend. We have a public holiday on Friday, so I have a 4-day week, which I'm very, very excited about, because I mean it is frustrating because I used to work like double. Not saying that you should work 60 hours a week at all, you should not, but I used to be able to, with difficulty, but used to be able to, and now I'm struggling to work like 20-30 hours a week. We know why now. I do have ME/CFS. I was diagnosed with that earlier this year, and so I do struggle working more hours than I have done previously, which was quite frustrating. And so I got to the end of last week. I got halfway through last week and I started feeling really sick, and just like my entire left side of my body just felt like it was being weighed down by bricks, and I had a massive headache I couldn't get rid of. It was like someone was taking a hammer to the inside of my skull. And so that's been not great, which means I haven't knit as much as I would have liked to, because I work the mornings, which means I finish around lunchtime, and my hope was I'd be able to maybe do half an hour to an hour of housework and then have an afternoon to just knit and have a cup of tea and relax. But instead of being able to do that, I spent most of that time sleeping, so that I could still get through the week and still work, basically, which sucks, but such is life. And we got through the week. I've got one more week of it, and then I go back to uni the week after that, and my hours will decrease again because I spend a lot of my time in class. So I'm actually looking forward to that, to be perfectly honest. But I do need to buy my textbooks. That's on the list to do this week. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to heading back to class. Next semester I won't be working at all on a Monday, which actually feels kind of nice. So that is what's coming up in the next week, 2 weeks. I've got work and then a long weekend, which I think is very much needed for not just myself, but for all of our staff. Everyone's tired without other stuff, so I think everyone needs it. The kids need it, the parents need it, everyone needs it, honestly. And then back to uni, and I am still waiting, but it should come through shortly, but I don't know yet. I am still waiting for a further update on my application, my references have gone in. I put in my course selection, but it's possible that Massey are waiting for either confirmation from the other university that I can actually take them, or they're waiting for the business school to say yes, those match. I don't know, and I don't know when my interview's going to be. I don't know yet. I'm checking my emails every day, make sure I don't miss it. But when I do know, I will gladly share it because I am very excited. So I guess we just see what happens in the next few weeks. That's all for this week. I don't know. I mean, the plan is, and I did for a while do weekly podcasts, but depending on how things go, I may change to fortnightly, just depending on my health and uni and work and other stuff going on. I may end up doing fortnightly, but I don't quite know yet. As I said, I had the intention of doing one last week, but that just did not happen. So, right, I need to put my glasses back on because I can feel my eyes getting really sore and my head getting really sore. I took them off because the glare is annoying, but I need to put them back on because my vision's going funny. So we're going to stop that here. I'm also not quite, but almost running out of space on my phone. And it is now 4:10 and I want to sit and knit before I have to get things ready for the week, basically. So I'm going to jump off. I hope you have a great week and I will see you hopefully next week. See you later.